Another week, another conference opponent for the Delaware Blue Hens as we hit the road today against the Sam Houston Bearcats. Both teams 1-0 in conference play. Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Delaware Fightin Blue Hens Dynasty here on EA Sports College Football 26, where the Blue Hens continue their trek through conference play, currently sitting at 3-1 against the 1-3 Sam Houston Bearcats. But the part that matters is that both these teams are 1-0 in conference play, looking to start 2-0 and put themselves in the driver's seat going into the rest of conference play. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Dynasty Mode content here on EA Sports College Football 26. In the last episode, we did win our first conference game of the season, beating Liberty 24-13 on the road, but we did suffer a casualty. Left guard Javard Luck is out for the season with a torn pectoral muscle. We got him in the transfer portal from Coastal to shore up the offensive line, and now he goes down. So to fill in his place, we're going to move backup center Raphael Favorite, the redshirt junior, over to that left guard spot to fill in and be the starter as we head out to Texas, where the Bearcats call their home Bowers Stadium for this matchup between the Hens and the Cats. As we'll head down to kickoff here, as it'll be Delaware starting off with the football, and we are underway. This one is caught by Maiden, and he will return it up past the 25, tackled down at the 28, where here comes the Delaware offense, led by the South Carolina transfer quarterback Darryl Cole, who had a rocky start to his season, but is starting to pick up a little bit in the past two games. We're going to continue that here as he starts off on the ground with Tyrone Browning, the Texas State transfer, who gets 12 on his first carry. His first carries of the games, I swear, always go for 10-plus yards. Now we go play fake on first down, and we're lucky this one is intercepted right through the hands of Kari Stanzi, the true freshman safety. Now we go with Oliver McConomy on the ground as he gains 3 before being brought down. It's quickly a 3rd and 7. Another give, this time to Browning on the draw, and he will get the first. 2 carries, 21 yards for him as that'll pass us to midfield. First down throw, here's short for Forney, who gains 8, backup tight end. Makes it 2nd and 2. This time Cole will keep it himself, and he will slide down after picking up a first down, and the Blue Hens offense putting together a nice solid drive here. Back to McConomy on the ground. He's quickly brought down, and look who it is. That's Colin Gallagher, the former Delaware Blue Hen who exited the transfer portal this offseason, now making tackles against his former college. Nice swing pass here, but it's not going to count as they're going to flag the right tackle, the Southern Miss transfer Earl Millard, who's definitely been the weak link of this offensive line thus far. Now a 3rd and 20 for Delaware. They just run it with McConomy, and Daniel McConomy will gain 2. And that'll bring it into the Delaware drive that started off strong but ends with a whimper. We'll see Sam Houston's offense take the field. They're led by the quarterback Caleb Annette, who last week threw 2 interceptions in a not-so-good performance, but they still were able to beat New Mexico State 2 weeks ago to win their first conference game of the season. First carry will be to the junior, Mark Dunbar, for a gain of 3. And Sam Houston will also push the pace, just like we saw last week against Liberty. Here's their best offensive weapon is Keaton Kubeka, the wide receiver, with a nice gain, 32 yards to the outside. Kubeka started his career at the University of Kansas, but has come over to Sam Houston and has been an impact player for them. Handoff here for Dunbar. He's got nowhere to go. He actually loses 2. Now a 3rd and 12. Annette to the air, has all day to throw, doesn't like what he sees, and eventually eats a sack by Coutinho. Got to get rid of the football there if you're Annette. He had all day to throw. Instead takes the sack. Next drive for Delaware, here's a 2nd and 6, and Cole is going to be brought down. That'll be Harvey Hood credited with the sack. Now 3rd and 11 for the Hens. Heavy pressure up the middle, and Cole is sacked, and that is Favorite. Getting to start at left guard, blew right by him, and that'll end the drive. Next drive for the Bearcats, 3rd and 3. Annette with a quick throw, and this one's through the hands of the linebacker, Alexander Cobbs. And both defenses off to solid starts, but on 4th down, Sam Houston's going to go for it. 4th and 3 at their own 47, and they don't get it. Bold call doesn't pay off. Delaware gets the football back. They would do nothing with that drive. As now they get the football again. Minute 30 to go in the first quarter, and it's going to be another sack There's a holding call on Earl Millard again. It did not matter as this offensive line has been in shambles so far today. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. 0-0. Both teams' offense is struggling in the early portions of this game. Delaware dominating the time of possession, but Sam Houston's had the better offense. They start the second quarter, 3rd and 7. And it's a sack on a net up the middle. That's the second sack of the day for the Blue Hens. It's Eamon Smalls, our best pass rusher, who ends the drive. Now Delaware's offense back on the field, but they face a 3rd and 6. And this one's converted. Larry Gash with a nice catch there in traffic. 12 for the true sophomore. And here comes the best drive since the first one for Delaware. 1st and 10, deep ball, and Dean can't hold on as we took a shot in one-on-one coverage. Now it's a 3rd and 10 for the Hens. Heavy blitz, free rusher. It's countered with a throw to Vicko. Gets the first down, but it's not going to count. Holding call on Earl Miller. That's already his 3rd holding call of the game. He's getting beat on that right side, and he can't do anything besides just grab the defender. So instead of a conversion, it's now 3rd and 20. Cole rolls to his right, just dumps this short for Browning, who gets a little bit. But Delaware will punt. Drive ends because of the holding call. Back to Sam Houston's offense. 1st and 10, their own 43. Here's a quick gain of 7 on the quick strike, and Sam Houston will hurry back to the line. Back to the air, here is Annette. Short, wide open in the middle of the field. That's Lonnie Adkism, the senior, with the first down out to the 35 of Delaware. Spreading out the defense here on 1st down. It's a quick throw, and that one's caught for a gain of 6. Sam Houston just hitting with these quick hitters, and Delaware can't answer. 2nd and 4, now a play fake. A short pass that's caught, and there's going to be an injured Bearcats. It's the center, Cam Todd. Now a 3rd and 3 for Sam Houston as we had a chance to sub out because of the injury, and it doesn't matter. Quick catch by Lonnie Adkism across the middle. 3 catches, 57 yards for the senior. And it's a red zone trip here for the Bearcats. Now they face a 3rd and 4 from the 7. To the air, quick hitter, and it's a 1st down to the 2. And Sam Houston will slow it down a little bit. It's Adkism again, who's had a trio of catches this drive. 1st and goal, quarterback keeper, diving, flipping, and in for the touchdown. Caleb Annette gets upended, but he walks it off, swagging about it. 7-0 Bearcats as the crowd on their feet after that. Gymnastics looking hit. So Delaware gets the football back. They convert on 3rd down. Or do they? Another holding call against this Delaware offensive line. This time it's not Miller. They're going to get Zach Vaughn, the left tackle, with it. And again, a 1st down is negated. 3rd and 13. Cole will keep it. Nowhere to go. He's going backwards. Another hit on the quarterback. Redshirt freshman Nick Cortez brings him down. We'll head to the 2-minute warning where Sam Houston will at least punt it back to us. So we'll have one more chance to potentially tie it before we go into the half with a minute 55. And the offense puts something together without holding. Well, this is a nice run by Browning. I'm surprised there's not a hold as he picks up a 1st down. 7 carries, 46 yards for the junior. And this time Cole will keep it on 1st down, and he only picks up 2. Delaware not in a lot of hurry right now. Playing their game as they've had it down to about a minute 30. 2nd and 8. Now Cole will go to the air, and he's quickly hit. Vaughn gets beat on the left side. Our tackle's really struggling today. Now a 3rd and 8. Cole chased again, and he's got nowhere to go. Trying to make magic happen, but he's going to be sacked by Brian Canada for his 1st of the season. That'll take us to the halftime break. Sam Houston all over Delaware to begin this game. 7-0. The Bearcat offense hasn't been that good, but their defense has been swarming the Hens. They're able to take a 7-0 lead into the half because of it. And Sam Houston will get the first crack at it here in the second half at their own 25. Starting off with a quick throw short, and this one's caught for a gain of 6. As they'll hurry back to the line, continue this no-huddle pace. Now they go 5 wide in the pattern. As here is Annette in the pocket, throws it short, and this one's incomplete. Nice hit, jars the football loose. And it's a 3rd down for Sam Houston. Double stacks on either side. It's a 5-man rush, and this one's incomplete as well. And Delaware forces a 3 and outs. So they take over now to begin the second half, and on 3rd and 4 they do convert quickly, although Tyrone Browning has to come off the field. Now a 3rd and 3. Cole keeps it on the speed option, and he will flip it back to McConomy, a dangerous flip. And he fights forward to the 25, so Nonetheless, first down for the Blue Hens, as they're out to the 25-yard line now of Sam Houston, but we'll be backing up to the 30 as another offensive penalty against the Hens. These have just stagnated the offense all day. Now 2nd and 16. Here comes a blitz. They throw it right side with a beautiful throw to Whitaker, but it's not going to count. A holding call against the offense. This team cannot get out of their own way. This time it's Anthony Cassis, the right guard. So a 2nd and 26. Now Cole back to the air. Short. Caught by Whitaker. But again, it's not going to count. So Whitaker has his first 2 receptions, and both are going to get called back because of holding penalties. Earl Millard again with the holding. It's like his 5th of the day. So a drive that looked good now faces a 3rd and 29. As Cole will take the snap, and he will just throw it into the ground. But there's a flag down in the secondary. This is going to go against Sam Houston. They're going to call pass interference against JoJo Robinson. If I was Sam Houston, I'd be livid with that call. That ball wasn't even close to him. Nonetheless, we get a free first down. And actually, Cole had to come off the field on that sack as Nagwanu's back in the game. And, well, Earl Millard's holding once more. So some things don't change despite there being a new quarterback. 2nd and 15, now 3rd and 9. Nagwanu's going to stay in the game here as he throws a dart down the seam, and he's got his man for a touchdown. Tyrone Browning, an absolute strike up the seam, and Delaware ties this game up at 7 just like that. But again, got to give the assist to the refs in that pass interference call, and then the defense forces a 3 and out. Nate Ray doesn't get fooled on the read option. Now Delaware's got some momentum. In Sam Houston territory here, 1st and 10. It's a screen for Browning, who just had the touchdown catch, and he will get out past the 25, down at the 23. And as Cole back in the game. Here he is taking the snap, drops back to throw across the middle. He's got Vitko for a first down. Noah Vitko, 4 catches, 32 yards, one of his busiest days of the season. Now we go empty here on first down. Cole looks short. He's got Browning for a gain of 2. Good defense downfield by the Bearcats. 2nd and 8. Cole, quick pass in the air, Mails Gash by about a couple of feet. Now it's 3rd and 8. Cole will keep it, shovels it from economy. There's nowhere to go, as this one's actually going to be a loss of 4. Josiah Stevens there with the tackle, and here will be the field goal unit for the Blue Hens, looking for their first lead of the ball game. The kick is up, and it is good, and Delaware leads this one 10-7. After 10 unanswered points here in the 3rd quarter. Sam Houston's offense being non-existent here in the second half. With a chance to do something with it, but on first down, and their keeper is going to be going backwards. Put down for a loss of 3. Now it's 3rd and 14 for the Bearcats. Annette all day to throw, and eventually the time is going to run out, and he's going to eat a sack. Jameel McAllister gets called for the sack, but that one is entirely on Caleb Annette. He should not have waited that long. But instead, that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter as Delaware leads this one 10-7. Offense starting to find a groove here in the second half as they start the 4th quarter. At the 45 of Sam Houston on a 2nd and 3. It's a bubble screen for Dean, who gets a block, and Neville Dean is gone. First play from scrimmage in the 4th quarter is a 45-yard touchdown to Neville Dean, who has back-to-back games with a TD. So all of a sudden, Delaware leads this one 17-7. As on 2nd down, there's nothing there. And Lonnie Atkinson has to come off the field for Sam Houston. He's been great for the Bearcats today. A crucial 3rd and 7 here as Annette making some changes. Stands empty. Here comes a 6-man rush, which means there's a free blitzer, and the pass is incomplete. Good coverage. Sam Houston will punt. Delaware offense retakes the field. Here's a nice run by Browning, but guess what? It's not going to count. Holding call, Anthony Cassis this time. It's crazy that our offense has actually been able to find some momentum with all these deadly holding calls that have been called against us. Now a 3rd and 6, blitz picked up. It's a swing pass out to Oliver Red, who has the first down. Nice job there, just finding the check down for 9 and a first down. Now in plus territory now, first down throw for Cole as a man open is Dean, and he's had a busy second half as he gets it out to the 23. 2 big grabs for Neville Dean here. And we got deep into Sam Houston territory. First down play fake. Cole is sacked, crushed. Harvey Hood not fooled. Miller get beat, and Cole will come out of the game again. Nguanu now in on 3rd and 11, and he would hand it off for a gain of 7. And we're going to go for it here on 4th down, and we're hearing that Colt is done for the day. So Nguanu is going to have to finish this one off, and on 4th down, he converts to Larry Gash inside the 10. 3 catches, 27 yards for him. So now goal to go try here for the Blue Hens. From the 9, Nguanu swings it to a screen for Red. Got a couple blocks. It's a foot race, and he will win it to the pylon for a touchdown. Oliver Red fights in for 6. Delaware now leads this one 24-7. A 3-score game here in the 4th quarter. Does not look good for the Bearcats. Less than 4 to go on 2nd and 9, and Annette is going to go down for a sack. 7th sack of the day for the Blue Hens. 13th total in this game, as they will look to hurry back to the line. 3rd and 16. Annette in single coverage wants it all in Keaton, but is swiped away by Kingsley Royal. 4th and 16, but Sam Houston now has to go for it here, as they will go to the air to blitz. They go single coverage again, right side, and this one's incomplete, knocked away by Zion Armstead, who's played good defense. As we head to the 2-minute warning, a 3rd and 11 here. Sam Houston needs a stop if they want to keep any hope alive. It's a screen for Red, and he will have the 1st down. He falls to the turf, and that will do it for this one. Delaware turns it on in the 2nd half and wins by a final score of 24-7. 24 unanswered points in the 2nd half gets the victory for the Blue Hens, who now improve to 4-1 on the season and 2-0 in conference play. Delaware looks like a team to beat in the Conference USA. Yes, Liberty and Sam Houston have not been the 2 best opponents per se, but hey, 2 wins is 2 wins in conference play. We look pretty solid, especially in this game. I feel like we've been more of a first-half team this year, so it's nice to see us come out in the 2nd half and really dominate in this one. Put a statement win over the Bearcats, who drop to 1-4. Colwood will be okay. He will not have to miss any time, but Nguanu went 5 for 5 with 2 touchdowns. We have a QB controversy in Delaware. We'll have to stay tuned. As far as the top stories, Red River Rival Weeks this week, and then Nebraska loses to Wisconsin. South Carolina has another huge game this week against Miami after they just lost to Texas. So the scores in Week 5, we see Kent State in some action beat Buffalo on Friday. Louisiana dominates Old Dominion. Going to the Saturday games, East Carolina with a victory at home against Georgia State, and NC State knock off Louisiana Tech. Navy beats Air Force 34-7, one of the Commander-in-Chief games. 55 points for FIU, gets it done against UConn. Stanford squeaks by Boston College by a point. Texas A&M nicely beats Kentucky. Michigan State dominates Rutgers this week. SMU survives Northern Illinois on the road. Iowa destroys Minnesota a week after the Golden Gophers beat Ohio State. They lose to the Hawkeyes. Michigan knocks off Indiana on the road. In the Big 12, we see West Virginia over Baylor. Before we go back to the Big 10 and Illinois beating Purdue. North Carolina knocks off Wake Forest by a touchdown. 2-point victory for Ball State over Toledo this week. Florida squeaks by Arkansas. Gators do start off 4-0 in their title defense. Army beats Rice by a touchdown. Colorado dominates Houston on the road. The Buffaloes are 5-0. It's not going to be long before they get ranked. Liberty gets a win this week against Western Kentucky. Temple over UAB. We see Eastern Michigan on the road beat Miami, Ohio. Central Michigan on the road beat Nevada. Then Oklahoma, before the Red River rivalry, joins the rankings as they knock off Mississippi State. Texas, meanwhile, in the game of the week, beat South Carolina by 4 in a battle of top 10 SEC squads. They look ready for Oklahoma. Georgia Tech starts off 5-0. They beat Notre Dame on the road. That's a quality win for the Yellow Jackets. Pittsburgh dominates their rivals in Syracuse this year. Miami does the same to Florida State. Auburn beats LSU 38-14, another rivalry domination. Kansas State on the road gets it done against Texas Tech before Louisville on the road dominates Cal. Back to the Big 12, TCU puts up 52 against Oklahoma State, who are 0-3 in conference play. Utah State over Louisiana Monroe. Clemson blanks Virginia Tech 45-0. The Tigers look legit this season. Charlotte over USF. USC on the road will then beat Maryland. Missouri puts up 52. Actually, it's Ole Miss who puts up 52 on Missouri. Tulane over Memphis in the American. And then we see Wisconsin get the victory over Nebraska. Big loss for the Cornhuskers. They drop to number 19. Southern Miss beats Coastal in the Sun Belt. Texas State will double up UTSA in the I-35 showdown. North Texas on the road takes care of San Jose State. Kansas will do the same to Cincinnati. Georgia will keep in the number 1 spot. They beat Vanderbilt this week, 48-21. Iowa State over Central Florida. We see UCLA up to number 5 now. They beat Northwestern 29-24. Duke bounces back with a victory, blanking Fresno State. Wazoo gets it done on the road against Arizona before we see Utah beat Arizona State. Your players of the week, we see Georgia Southern's Troy Stevenson IV, who had 3 turnovers forced, including 2 fumble recoveries. And Che Nwabu of Pittsburgh had a big game on. Here is the conference. It's Mason Harmon of Kennesaw State and Sharik Pan of FIU. Here's a look at the top 25 after this week. South Carolina was the loser as they dropped from 4 to 10, so everybody else is going to move up as there wasn't too much others other than Nebraska's loss to Wisconsin. And then this week, there are 2 new teams in the top 25, TCU and Oklahoma, respectively. Big games going on this week. In week number 6, South Carolina will have another big game as they play on the road against Miami. It's been a gauntlet for the Gamecocks. We know about the Red River rivalry, Oklahoma, Texas. Clemson will face Louisville in a big ACC clash before Auburn plays host to number 1 Georgia. As far as our team, we have a game that I've had circled on the calendar this year. We play host to Missouri State, the Bears, this week. We lost to Missouri State last year in the first ever meeting between these 2 teams, and that was a game that I wanted to win because Missouri State's going to be a team that gets compared to us a lot this series just because we're both joined the FBS at the exact same time. And the fact they beat us last year was kind of a sour note for the team. And we're both 2-0 to begin conference play this year. So a real good chance to get a win back from last year as well as set the standard and set ourselves at the top of the conference standings. So we'll see that one in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Dynasty Mode content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.